It is 8:07 on Nashville's Morning News. We've got Matt Van Epps, who is joining us here in a second. Not yet, because I've got some breaking news. And it is important news, Joan, as a matter of fact.
All right.
Donald Trump has now commented on the big Rand Paul controversy.
Oh, good. And?
I knew it. 7:52 a.m., so just a little bit ago. Of course, Senator Rand Paul and his beautiful wife and family are invited to the big White House party tonight. He's the toughest vote in the history of the U.S. Senate, but why wouldn't he be? Besides, it gives me more time to get his vote on the great, big, beautiful bill.
See?
One of the greatest and most important pieces of legislation ever put before our senators and congressmen and women. It will help to make America great again. I look forward to seeing Rand. The party will be great. There you go. I want to know who disinvited
Yeah.
Rand Paul.
Yeah.
And I do believe that Rand Paul probably should have addressed his concerns privately as opposed to going off and finding a whole bunch of cameras. However, that's not the purpose of this segment. Matt Van Epps is joining us on the Newsmaker Hotline. Matt, thanks for being here. You want to be the new congressman for the 7th. How are you?
Yes, sir. Good morning. Hi, Dan. I'm very happy to be with you. Thank you so much for the time this morning.
Absolutely.
Matt Van Epps. Yes, sir. I'm a special operations veteran and a conservative, and really, really excited. This is day 3 in the campaign, and we're not getting a lot of sleep, and that's great, but well trained for that. I'm a graduate of the U.S. Army Ranger School. And I also have a 10-month-old, so I don't sleep anyhow.
Oh my Lord! Well, let me throw a bunch of questions at you, okay? So, because I mean, respectfully, I don't know a lot about you, but what I do know, I really like. So, I want to get into some of the military stuff here in a second. Again, Matt Van Epps is joining us now. You quit your job as the Commissioner for General Services with the Lee administration. So let me ask you, what exactly is that, Commissioner for General Services?
Yes, sir. Yeah, absolutely. So the Tennessee Department of General Services really focuses on the other 22 departments and agencies, kind of like federal GSA, but it covers procurement, real estate, the state fleet, printing, mailing, parking. It's really the engine that drives state government. So we were very internally focused, trying to drive government efficiency, making things cheaper and more effective for the taxpayer. And it was honestly, Dan, it was one of the best jobs I've had. It was bittersweet to leave. As I talked to my leadership team, is it truly a phenomenal leadership team that are amazing public servants and work hard every day. But I felt like that's what I had to do to pursue this objective, and I feel passionate about this. I feel called to do this and try to earn the voters' trust and take that to Washington, D.C. to follow Mark Green. He and I are both West Point graduates and both served in the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, and feel like it can pick up the ball and run with it. And I'm excited to try to do that.
So do you and Congressman Green, do you know each other?
Well, we do know each other.
Okay. So
yes,
what exactly, in looking at your bio, you've had 8 deployments with the Night Stalkers. So talk about what exactly is that?
That's right. Yeah, thank you so much for the question. So I served with the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment out of Fort Campbell, Kentucky, lived in Clarksville for a little over 5 years serving in that organization. That is the Special Operations Aviation Unit that supports all of America's Special Operations ground forces. So I was a helicopter pilot. I flew the MH-47 Golf Chinook helicopter in 160th and was a leader, was an air mission commander, was an outstation commander, and did 8 deployments with that organization to Afghanistan, supporting America's ground forces and taking the fight to terrorists.
Okay, so that's a pretty big gig. And so then you come back to Tennessee, you start working within the Lee administration. Are you currently in Tennessee's Army National Guard?
That's right. I am. So I did 10 years active duty. I actually started off before I went to special operations. I was an Apache attack helicopter pilot. That was the first unit that I did after graduating from West Point, going through flight school, survival school, Ranger school, and then went to to fly Apaches and did a 12-month deployment to Iraq just north of Baghdad with that attack helicopter unit before going to 160th. And so 10 years total time active duty, and then transitioned out of that into the National Guard, was in the Kentucky Guard for 2 years before coming to Tennessee. And I've been in the Tennessee Army National Guard for 8 years now, still wear the uniform. I'm a lieutenant colonel, deputy brigade commander in the Tennessee Army National Guard, and absolutely love that aspect of service. It's been so worthwhile, and I'm so honored to do that as well.
So let me ask you, you're watching all of this in Los Angeles, and of course it's spreading across the country. You got the National Guard that have been activated out there. What's your take on what they're going through?
Well, I think number one, I fully support President Trump and what he's doing to stop lawlessness, and that's what it is. President Trump is right to stop lawlessness, and you face the consequences if that's what happens. And it takes a full team to do that. And those forces under Title 10 orders will report to the president. And the efforts there to bring law and order, I think, is the right thing to do.
It is 8:14 on Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Matt Van Epps is joining us. He is throwing his hat in the ring for the 7th Congressional District, as Congressman Mark Green is going to be vacating that. To take the traffic real quick, Matt, and then I'm going to ask you a couple of policy questions, just more general in nature. But there are some things that, of course, people are going to want to know about you. So I've got some of that coming up next. It is 8:14